Story: The Stone That Changed Its Price. One evening, a boy sat beside his father in their small home and asked a question that had been circling in his mind for days. "Dad, what is the greatest value a person can have in life?" His father didn't answer right away. Instead, he walked outside, searched near the garden path, and picked up a small stone. It wasn't shiny like a gem, but it had an unusual shape, sharp edges, strange patterns, and a quiet kind of beauty that made you look twice. He placed the stone in the boy's palm. "Tomorrow," the father said, "take this stone to the market and try to sell it. But remember this, no matter what price anyone offers, you must not sell it." The boy was confused, but he trusted his father. The next morning, the boy sat at the village market with the stone displayed on a cloth. Hours passed. People walked by, glanced at it, and moved on. Near midday, a young mother stopped with her son. The child's eyes lit up as if he had discovered treasure. "Mom, I want that one." The mother smiled politely and said to the boy, "I'll give you 2 coins for it." The boy's heart jumped. 2 coins felt like a lot for a stone, but he remembered his father's words. He shook his head, held the stone close, and returned home when the market ended. He told his father everything. His father nodded and said, "Good. Tomorrow, take it to the gate of the big temple. There's a festival. Many visitors will pass by. And again, no matter the offer, do not sell." Before sunrise, the boy went to the temple. That day the air was alive with incense, chanting, and footsteps. Pilgrims, tourists, and vendors crowded the entrance. The boy sat quietly with the stone. Not long after, people began to notice it. Some stared, others asked questions. A man in fine clothes stopped and leaned closer. "Boy," he asked, "how much for that stone?" The boy said nothing. He only pointed at it. The man paused, thinking, and then said, 10 coins. The boy shook his head. The man raised his offer, 20. The boy's eyes widened. 20 coins? For the same stone that barely earned attention in the village market? But he still refused. He took the stone home, his mind buzzing with questions. His father listened without showing surprise. "Tomorrow," he said calmly, "you will take it to the street where the Gemstone and feng shui shops are. Sit near the shop entrances, and again, no selling." The following morning, the boy sat among signs advertising crystals, jade bracelets, and spiritual talismans. This place felt different, more serious, more intense. People here looked at stones the way hungry people look at food. Within minutes, someone noticed the boy's stone. A young shop assistant approached, then a shop owner, then several curious customers. Some asked to hold it, some whispered to each other. Finally, a man with sharp eyes came closer. He studied the stone from every angle and asked, "What kind of stone is this? Where did you find it?" The boy stayed silent and only pointed at it. The man's expression tightened. He thought for a moment and then said, 100 coins. The boy almost dropped the stone. He shook his head quickly. The man looked again, more carefully this time, and changed his offer. 200 coins. I'll take it right now. The boy's face turned hot. He stood up without a word and ran all the way home as if the stone had turned into fire in his hand. He burst through the door and exclaimed, "Dad, this doesn't make sense. Yesterday, someone offered 2 coins. At the temple, they offered 20. Today, someone offered 200. How can the same stone have so many prices?" Only then did the father smile and answer the question the boy had asked in the first place. "My son, this is how value works." He took the stone and held it up. If the stone lies on the roadside, people step over it. It looks like nothing. If it sits in a village market, someone might like it as a toy and offer a few coins. If it appears at the temple during a festival where crowds gather and curiosity is high, its worth rises. But when you place it among people who understand stones, people who recognize patterns, rarity, and meaning, its value multiplies again. He handed it back. The stone didn't change, he said quietly. Only its context changed, and people's eyes changed. The boy stared at the stone, now seeing it differently. His father continued, "Many people spend their lives believing they are ordinary because they stay in places where nobody understands them. A blade looks useless in a kitchen that only sells fruits. A singer feels worthless in a room full of people who never listen. A careful thinker feels slow among people who only admire speed. Your value is real, but it may not be recognized everywhere." Then his father added something even more important. "Still, value is not only something others give you, it is also something you build. Learn skills, improve your character, become reliable, become kind, become capable. Then choose environments where those qualities matter." The boy understood now. In life, people often underestimate themselves because they stand in the wrong place or because they haven't yet developed the skills that reveal their true worth. In work, the lesson is the same. If you are a leader, your value is not in doing every technical detail better than experts. Your value is in direction, decisions, coordination, and empowering people. If you are a specialist, your value may not be recognized in a setting that only celebrates loud opinions. Put yourself where skill is respected. And never judge something or someone too quickly. Sometimes what looks ordinary is simply waiting to be placed in the right environment. Before the boy went to sleep, his father said one last line. "Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is unknown. Today is a gift, so don't waste it living below your value." The boy looked at the stone again. It was still the same stone, but he was not the same boy anymore.